Hello students, we'll continue some more two or three, another three important derivations we have for ray optics, which will be asked for 5 marks. So I will be dealing those derivations. Please follow, make sure that these derivations has to be perfect, especially for 5 marks. Okay. Now you can see one question. What is the question is? They can ask this one. Derive lens formula. Derive lens formula. Very important derivation. For that, what you have to do is, first we will take one convex lens. Okay. We will draw one principal axis. Let us take this point. I will put one vertical line. This is O. What is O? Optical center. Okay. Then let us take another thing. What is that? Let us take this point as focus point at this side. This point is another focus point at this side. Since the radius of curvature of these two surfaces are same, the focal length of the points F will be same either towards right side as well as left side. Okay. Next, let us take another point on principal axis, double of the focal length. Here also double of the focal length. Now I am going to keep an object between 2F and F. This object is extended object. Let us take this is A, this is B. Are you getting that? One extended object. Now, how the image is formed from this object? Image is formed from this object when the light rays passes through convex lens. From the rules of ray diagram, if I take from point A, one ray passes through the convex lens. Since this line is parallel to principal axis, this line has to pass through focus point. This line has to pass through focus point. Okay? One more line I will take. Are you getting that? One more line. If I take a point line passing through optical center without deviation, it is going to travel. Are you getting that? Such that the final image is formed here. This image is A dash. If I take the same thing, one ray passing through optical center, it is going to meet here. So B, whatever the object is at the principal axis, the same object, the object has to be there at the principal axis. Okay. So I can say here point B dash, and this is one thing. Let me give denotions. This point, let us say M. Okay. Let us take this length as focal length. Sir, one question will ask, sir, how did you draw here beyond to F? Because it is the property of a rules of a, it's a diagram, ray diagrams of a, one of the property of a ray diagram of convex lens. Okay. Now, what you can do is, this is F, this is point F, this is AB, the image formed is here. Let us take this angle theta. If this is angle theta, this also angle theta. See here, vertically opposite angle, both are angle theta. Now, one observation, here the lens formula to derive, you have to be very cool with your mind because it is very easy. This is image distance and this is object distance. Are you reading that? I didn't apply sign convention. This is the complete diagram, as you can see, to derive lens formula. Okay. What is lens formula? First you must know. Lens formula is the relation connecting object distance, image distance and focal length of the lens. Okay, if I bring the relation between focal length, image distance, object distance, that relation is nothing but lens formula, which I am going to do now. So this is the basic diagram for convex lens. You can draw the diagram for all the lenses. First I am doing only for convex lens. Okay, because it is very simple. Now see here how to approach. If you see this triangle AOB, and if you see this triangle A dash O B dash, triangle AOB, triangle A dash O B dash. These two triangles are, since the triangle AOB and A dash OB dash are similar. How can you say? See here, one angle, this angle is same, this angle is same, such that if this angle, these two angles are same, the third angle between the triangle also remains same. Okay, so but their sides are not same, the angles are same, so they are going to become similar triangles. So I can say, since the triangle AOB and A dash OB are similar, I can write their ratios remain same. What is that? A dash B dash divided by AB will be equal to A dash B dash divided by AB will be equal to OB dash divided by OB. Okay? OB dash divided by OB. This is for one thing. Okay? Here again, since one more triangles are similar, we'll see that. What are those? What are the triangles are similar? Observe this triangle and this triangle. Okay? If you see this triangle and this triangle, this angle will be equal to this angle. So this angle is same, this angle is 90, again this is 90. This angle will be equal to this angle, such that triangle, this triangle and this triangle are similar. So I can write, since triangle MOF and not MOF, yes, MOF and A dash B dash F, A dash B dash F, MOF, A dash B dash F, MOF. These two are similar triangle. I can write again A dash B dash, A dash B dash divided by MO will be equal to, what is that? This divided by this. That is, what is this length? FB dash. Correct? No? This length is FB dash. FB dash divided by this length. How much? FO or OF. Or OF. Are you getting that? Since again MO will be nearly equal to AB. MO is nearly equal to AB. I can write what? A dash B dash divided by AB will be equal to FB dash divided by OF. If I take this is equation 1, if I take this is equation 2, from equation 1 and 2, I can write what? OB dash divided by OB will be equal to FP dash divided by OF. Okay? FP dash divided by OF. Now, what you do? This much is that what is the derivation? Substituting the values and sign conventions. I will substitute the values in this equation. I will substitute the values in the equation and I will put sign conventions. OB dash. What is OB dash? OB dash is V. Sign convention is positive. OB is U, which is negative. Correct now? Then FB dash, I can write V minus F. V minus F. V minus F will give you FP dash. OF is F. Okay? So I am going to write that step. I believe you have understood these steps, whatever I have done. I am going to rub here. So this is going to be, what is that? OB dash means plus V divided by minus U, that is AB. FP dash means this side is plus. So V minus F divided by FO. OF. What is OF? It is small. It is small. Okay? Plus VF is equal to minus UV plus UF. That's all? No? Minus UV plus UF. I will divide. Let us take this equation as 3. Divide by UVF on equation 3. Divide by UVF on equation 3. You are going to get, what is that? VF divided by UVF is equal to minus UV divided by UVF plus UF divided by UVF. They are getting cancelled. They are getting cancelled. They are getting cancelled. Okay. Here also getting cancelled. What is remaining? 1 by U is equal to minus 1 by V. Sorry, minus 1 by F plus 1 by V. Okay. Now, if you rearrange the term, you will get 1 by F is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by 1 by V minus 1 by. This is called Lenz formula. Are you understanding? What is this? This expression is called Lenz formula. It can be asked for 5 marks. These are the skeletal steps which I can say. You have to give lot of explanation for this. Consider a convex lens having a focal length F. Okay. Let U be the object distance. Let AB be the extended object. This object distance will form an image after passing through convex lens. Image having a image distance V. Okay. Every point has to be written. After that you have to write, since from the geometry, from the ray diagrams, since from the diagrams, the triangles, these are the triangles which are similar, you have to start writing this. Then the full marks will be allotted for this. Okay. This is one of the expected derivations which can be asked for 5 marks in the coming exams. Okay. One more important question which can be asked in the exam. It's a little bit tough one. Make sure that you have to do it, because if you get a question from this chapter, you must be able to solve. One fixed question will be there from refraction of light. Ray optics, one fixed question, 5 marks will be there. So this is one of the important derivation, basic derivation. Some books they call Descartes formula, DESCARTES. This is the basic formula, or sometimes I call this as equation of refracting spherical surface. Usually we call it as what? Equation of spherical refracting surface. So I am going to find the relation between refractive index of the medium which is having refracting surface and object distance and image distance and radius of curvature of that refracting surface. Okay? So how to solve this? Let us take one refracting surface. Let's say outside refractive index is N1. This is having refractive index is N2. Okay? Let us take one principal axis. This point we call it as pole. This refracting surface is AB. I call. This refracting surface is AB. I call. Now let me take one point object. Okay? Let me take one point object. When one light of ray passes through the principal axis in this manner, another light will pass like this. Okay? Another light will pass like this, such that if I draw one normal line, this normal line is normal to this refracting surface. Okay? And somewhere it is going to join here. Okay? This point is center of curvature because the normal line is joining of this spherical surface. Of this spherical surface, the normal line is joining here. So this has to be center of curvature. Okay? This angle will be angle of incidence. This is the normal line. This point is called center of curvature. This radius remains same. And let us take this point, we call it as M. Are you getting that? This point we call it as M. After the light ray passes through this refracting surface, we have studied that the light ray when it travels from denser medium to rarer medium, when the light travels, this is denser medium, this is rarer medium. When light travels from rarer medium to denser medium, light ray is bending towards the normal. Okay? Light ray is bending towards the normal. So this angle is called angle making a light ray with the normal line. We call angle of refraction. Okay? That is angle of refraction. Let me draw one perpendicular line here. Let me call this point as where they are joining. I call it as I. This is what? Let us call this point as D. I am joining one vertical line. Okay? Now see here, whatever the distance you measure from center of curvature to pole, I call R. Whatever the distance you measure from, what is that? Image to pole, we call image distance. Whatever the distance you measure from pole to object, we call object. Are you getting that? We call it as object distance. Now, next, one more thing I am going to do. Let us take this angle alpha. Okay? The angle made by this incident ray to the principal axis. Angle made by the refracted ray, I will take beta. And angle made by normal line to the principal axis, let me take gamma. Are you getting that? Before getting into derivation, what is the derivation? The derivation is finding out the relation between N, U, V and R. Before finding out this relation, what I am trying to tell you is, we have certain assumptions here. Okay? Based on these assumptions, in the derivations, I will take certain conditions. Based on these assumptions, I am going to take certain conditions. Okay? First assumption, what I am going to do is, all the rays are paraxial. Okay? Second assumptions, aperture of the spherical surface is small. Okay, these are two very important what is that we call assumptions. All rays are panaxial means this derivation I am doing only by considering those rays which are nearer to the principal axis. The rays which are nearer to the principal axis are called tangential rays. Second one, why I am taking aperture has to be small. I am talking about aperture means the size of this refracting surface. The size of this refracting surface is small, I am telling. Why I will take the small refracting surface? Because I am considering only tangential rays which are nearer to the principal axis. Automatically the aperture of the refracting surface becomes small. So aperture of this refracting surface is small. This size becomes small like this. This size is small. This size is small. Okay? When this refracting surface is small, alpha will be small, I will be small, R will be small, gamma will be small, beta will be small. Okay? So I am going to rub this cushion now. Okay, I am going to solve the steps. So, based on these assumptions, first I am going to write from assumptions, I can write what? Angle alpha, beta, gamma, I and R are small. This is one condition in the derivation I will take, important condition. One more condition, see here, MD will be equal to MP. What is that? MD will be equal to MP. This is the MD will be nearly equal to MP. So this is second point. MD will be or MP will be nearly equal to MD. Okay? With these two assumptions or conditions, I am going to solve. Are you getting that? I am going to solve. See here. MP is equal to D. Now you can see what is that? First point. What I am going to tell is from triangle MOP, MCP, MIP, MOP, MCP, MIP. Okay? From triangle MOP, triangle MCP, triangle MIP. Okay? I can write tan alpha is equal to tan alpha is equal to opposite by base. Tan alpha is equal to MP divided by OP. MP divided by OP. Tan beta is equal to MP divided by tan beta. Look at this triangle. This triangle, if you see, MP opposite by base, MP divided by IP. Okay? And tan gamma, not possible. Tan gamma will be equal to what? Tan gamma will be equal to, look at this triangle. If you look at this triangle, MP, this is M, this is P. MP divided by CP. MP divided by CP. Since this assumption alpha, beta and gamma are small, I can write tan alpha is nearly equal to alpha, tan beta is nearly equal to beta and tan gamma is nearly equal to gamma. Are you getting that? So I can write alpha is equal to MP by OP. Then what? Beta is equal to MP by IP and gamma is equal to MP by C. Okay, let us take this equation 1, this equation 2, this equation 3. Are you ready? Let us take, this is one part. I believe you got this. I believe up to here you got this. First I took all this angle. Observe here, I took this angle in terms of sides. All alpha, beta, gamma angle in terms of sides. This is what I took starting. Are you getting that? I am going to rub this. Next, what I am going to do? I will let you know. Again, from triangle, once again, from triangle MOC, from triangle MOC, okay, from triangle MOC and triangle, from triangle MOC and triangle MCI or MIC or MCI, okay, MCI or MIC, from triangle MOC and MIC. I am talking about this triangle. Okay, I am talking about this triangle. Here I can bring the relation alpha plus gamma is equal to I. Sum of two interior angles is equal to exterior angles. I can write I is equal to alpha plus gamma. Are you getting that? I can write I is equal to alpha plus gamma. Second equation. See here. Even if you see this one, if you look at this triangle, sum of two interior angles will be equal to exterior angle. So R plus beta will be equal to gamma. Are you getting that? R plus beta will be equal to gamma. So R is equal to gamma minus beta. Are you getting that? So R is equal to gamma minus beta. From equation 1, 2, 3, from equation 1, 2, 3, I is equal to alpha plus gamma. What is alpha? MP by OP plus gamma is MP by C. Okay? From equation 1 and 3, again here, gamma minus beta. This is going to be what? Okay? Here see, this will be equal to, R is equal to gamma minus beta. What is gamma? MP by CP minus beta, MP by IP. Are you getting that? If I take this is equation 4, this equation 5, what is that equation? I is equal to MP by OP plus MP by CP. R is equal to MP by CP minus MP by IP. Are you getting that? I am going to run this. Once I got the value of I, the value of R, I will use Snell's law. I am going to use Snell's law. From Snell's law, N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R. Okay? From Snell's law, N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R. Since angles are small, N1I is equal to N2R because I and R are small. I and R are small. Okay? So you can see here from this equation 4 and 5, I can write what? From equation 4 and 5, what I can write? I is what? MP by OP plus MP by CP will be equal to N2 into MP by OP plus MP by CP, MP by CP minus MP by IP. Are you getting that? MP by IP. Up to here you must know. Okay? Up to here you must know. I believe you have understood. Here what I can do? See here. Here one interesting thing. For all those things MP is common. If I take MP common, MP is going to get cancelled. So remaining will be N1 divided by OP plus N1 divided by CP will be equal to N2 divided by CP minus N2 divided by IP. This is also very important. Okay, this is very important right now. I have to substitute. Okay, I believe every step is being understood here. I will go to the next step. This is a little bit big derivation. So, however I am writing, please make a note. It will be a very good practice for you. Okay. See, N1 by OP plus N2 by CP. Are you getting that? Will be equal to N2 by CP. Sorry, this is N1 by CP. N2 by CP minus N2 by IP. Okay. In this equation, on substituting the values from the diagram and sign conventions, I will put the values and sign conventions. Let's see what is going to happen. N1 by OP. What is OP? That is U. U plus or minus, because this is towards left side. This will be considered as origin in Cartesian coordinates. Pole is the origin from the sign conventions, as we know from the before. Okay? Plus N1 divided by, what is CP? This is C, this is P, that is plus R. N2 divided by plus R. Okay? Minus N2 divided by, what is IP? This is IP. From this point to this point is IP, which is object, image distance, plus P. Okay? If you rearrange the terms, what you will get? If you rearrange the terms, you are going to get N2 by V minus N1 by U. I will bring this one this side, this term I will take this side. Okay, N2 by V minus N1 by U will be equal to N2 minus N1 by R. This is very important equation. From this equation only I have derived Lenz-Waker formula. Are you understanding? From this equation only I have derived Lenz-Waker formula. If N2 is equal to N and N1 is equal to 1, that is A, this equation becomes what? N by V minus 1 by U is equal to N minus 1 divided by R. Better you remember this. If you write this much, if they are going to ask, then I think you can get full marks. Okay, this derivation stuff, please go through this 4 or 5 times. You write down, 100% it will stick on your mind. Okay, thank you guys.